Have you ever thought about what it would actually take for an AI to reason?
Hmm.
Like not just, follow instructions or just spit back information,
Right.
but to really think through a problem,
Yeah.
step by step, kind of like we do.
Yeah. That's a big question.
It is. It
That's so
is.
that's so
That's what we're diving into today.
a team at DeepSeek AI might be cracking the code.
Right. We're taking a deep dive into this research paper.
Okay.
It's called DeepSeek R1, Incentivizing Reasoning Capability in LLMs via Reinforcement Learning.
Catchy title.
Yeah.
But
It's a mouthful.
it is, but what's intriguing is how they went about creating these models.
Right.
How they trained them to solve these complex problems.
Yeah.
Math, coding, logic, you name it.
Okay, so let's unpack this a little bit.
Okay.
Their first model, DeepSeek R1,
Uh-huh.
it was trained using only reinforcement learning,
Okay.
but they did it without any pre-labeled data.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so it's like they threw the AI in the deep end and said, figure it out.
That's a great analogy.
In traditional machine learning, you usually feed a model tons of labeled data, right?
Mhm.
Examples of right and wrong.
Right.
But here they use reinforcement learning, which is like teaching a dog a trick.
Uh-huh.
You reward the good behavior.
Yeah.
But in this case, the good behavior is solving those complex problems.
So instead of memorizing from a textbook,
Right.
this AI is learning by trial and error
Exactly.
and getting rewarded for every step it takes towards a solution.
Yeah, it's almost like learning by playing a game.
And so,
And what's even more fascinating is that DeepSeek R1
okay.
actually learned to step back, reassess its approach, and even dedicate more processing time.
Wait, hold on. So the AI realized it needed to change tactics.
It's pretty wild.
That's not just problem solving. That's
No.
almost metacognition.
It is a remarkable observation.
Yeah.
And researchers are buzzing about this.
Yeah, because it suggests that these models are capable of more than just following these pre-programmed steps.
Okay.
They can adapt and strategize.
Wow.
Which is a key element of human reasoning.
And the results seem to back that up.
Yeah.
I mean, this AI was tested on the American Invitational Mathematics Examination.
The AME?
This is a competition for high schoolers who excel at math.
Yeah, and a lot of them struggle with it.
Yeah.
And yet, DeepSeek R1 achieved a 71% pass at one score,
So maybe...
which means
Yeah.
it solved over 70% of the problems on the first try.
Wow.
Pretty amazing for an AI.
Especially one trained with no pre-labeled data.
Exactly.
Okay, so R1 clearly a breakthrough.
It was.
But then they went on to create DeepSeek R1.
Huh?
Why? What was missing?
Well, R1 was really effective,
Yeah.
but its thought processes were a bit messy. It
Oh,
was really hard for humans to follow.
so they were hard to understand how it was getting to the solution.
Exactly.
So they wanted an AI that could solve the problem.
Right.
But then also explain how it got there.
Yeah, and that's where DeepSeek R1 comes in.
Okay.
They took what they learned from R1 and incorporated a small amount of cold start data
Okay.
and a multi-stage training process.
So instead of starting from scratch,
Yeah.
they gave the model a bit of a head start.
You could say that,
Yeah.
but the real emphasis was on readability.
Okay.
They wanted to make the AI's reasoning process clear, logical, and understandable to humans.
So DeepSeek R1 can solve the problem.
Yep.
And explain how it got there.
That's the goal.
That's a game changer.
It is, especially for things like education or
Yeah.
research, where knowing the why is crucial.
Absolutely. So they wanted to open the black box of AI, so to speak,
Right.
and allow us to see the gears turning.
Exactly.
And of course, they put DeepSeek R1 to the test
Uh-huh.
on that same AMA exam.
Yeah, they did.
Okay, spill it. Did it beat R1?
It did. DeepSeek R1 achieved a 79.8% pass at one score
Wow.
on the AMA 2024, even surpassing OpenAI's model by a little bit.
So they're really going head to head.
They are.
Wow, that's incredible.
It is.
But are these super-powered reasoning AIs only for tech giants with massive computing power?
That's a good question.
What about the rest of us?
Well, that's a question the DeepSeek team wanted to address.
That one.
They wanted to see if they could transfer this reasoning power to smaller, more efficient AI models.
So making it more accessible.
Yeah, exactly.
I like where this is going. How did they go about doing that?
They used a technique called distillation.
Distillation.
Yeah, it's kind of like creating a concentrated juice.
Okay.
You're taking the essence of a large, complex model and packing it into a smaller one.
So AI concentrate.
You got it.
Okay, but does it actually work?
Yeah.
Can a smaller model compete with the big leagues?
Surprisingly, yes.
Really?
They found that these distilled models perform remarkably well.
Interesting.
For example, their distilled 7B model, which is relatively small in the AI world,
Okay.
actually outperformed much larger models that hadn't gone through this special training process.
So even in the world of AI,
Yeah,
size isn't everything.
it seems that way.
This changes things, right?
It does.
If we can pack this much reasoning power into smaller models, the possibilities are endless.
Yeah, it really opens up exciting possibilities for making this accessible and applicable to a wide range of real-world problems.
This is all pretty mind-blowing.
It is.
But I have to ask, where does this all lead?
That's the big question.
What are the implications of AI that can truly reason? Is this a step towards, well,
Oh, boy.
the kind of AI we see in science fiction?
That's a question for the ages.
It is.
And one that we'll be exploring in more detail in the next part of our deep dive.
Okay, can't wait.
When I first started studying AI,
Yeah.
the idea of a machine that could reason,
Uh-huh.
it seemed like science fiction.
Right.
But this DeepSeek research, well, it's making me rethink what's possible.
It's definitely pushing the boundaries
Yeah.
of what we thought AI could do.
Right.
I mean, we're talking about models that can strategize, adapt,
Yeah.
even seem to have these aha moments.
Exactly. And that raises some questions
Yeah.
about intelligence itself. I
Go
mean,
ahead.
for centuries, we've considered things like logic,
Yeah.
critical thinking,
Uh,
problem solving,
right.
uniquely human traits.
Right.
But as we see AI demonstrating these abilities,
Yeah.
well, it challenges our assumptions.
So are we saying these DeepSeek models are thinking
Mm?
in the same way we do?
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
That's a question philosophers and AI researchers have been grappling with for a long time,
Huh.
and there's no easy answer.
Right.
But what we can say is
Yeah.
these models are exhibiting behavior that,
Okay.
until recently, we would have considered exclusive to human intelligence.
Which is both exciting and a little unnerving, right? It's
Yeah.
like, what does that mean for us?
Yeah.
Are we talking about a future where robots are our colleagues or our competitors?
Well, it's certainly a possibility,
It is.
and one that we need to be thinking about
Yeah,
carefully.
for sure.
But this research is a significant step forward.
Okay.
But it's important to remember,
Yeah.
we're still a long way
Right.
from that kind of generalized AI that we see in movies.
Right.
The kind that can perform any intellectual task.
Okay, so no robot uprising just yet.
Not yet.
Okay, good.
Huh.
So if we're not talking about sentient robots,
Right.
what are some real-world applications of this technology?
Mm.
Like beyond just crushing math exams?
Well, imagine a world where AI can help us tackle
Yeah.
some of the biggest challenges we face.
Uh-huh. Like what?
Climate change,
Okay.
disease,
Yeah.
poverty.
Right.
An AI that can reason could analyze vast amounts of data,
Okay.
identify patterns that we might miss,
Right.
and propose solutions that we haven't even thought of.
Okay, that's the kind of future I can get behind.
Right.
Yeah.
AI as a partner in
Yeah.
solving global problems.
Sign me up for that.
It's a tantalizing possibility.
It is.
But it's also important to be realistic.
Okay.
This technology is still in its early stages,
Uh-huh.
and there's a lot of work to be done.
Right.
Plus, we have to consider the potential downsides as well.
Right. Like what?
Like, any powerful tool,
Yeah.
AI can be misused.
Okay, so it's not just about making AI smarter,
Right.
but about ensuring it's used responsibly.
Exactly.
What are some of the challenges we need to be thinking about?
One of the big ones is unintended consequences.
Okay.
These models are trained on massive data sets.
Yeah.
And if those data sets contain biases,
Mm-hmm.
those biases can be reflected in the AI's output.
So even if the AI itself
Right.
isn't inherently biased,
Yeah.
it could still perpetuate existing societal biases
It could.
because of the data it was trained on.
Exactly.
That's a real concern,
It is.
especially if we're talking about AI being used in healthcare or criminal justice.
Absolutely. We need to be incredibly careful about the data,
Yeah.
and we need to be constantly monitoring their output
Right.
to make sure they're not reinforcing harmful stereotypes.
Right. Or making unfair decisions.
Exactly.
And then there's a whole question of job displacement.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah. As AI becomes more capable of performing more tasks
Uh-huh.
that humans currently do,
Right.
it's natural to wonder if our jobs are at risk.
Yeah.
People are already worried about robots taking their jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a valid fear?
It's a complex issue,
Okay.
and it's important to avoid those simple answers.
Yeah.
While it's true that some jobs will be automated,
Uh-huh.
AI also has the potential to create new jobs
Okay.
and industries that we can't even imagine yet.
So it's not so much humans versus AI,
Right.
but humans and AI working together.
That's a good way to put it.
That's a much more optimistic outlook.
It is. It's likely that we'll see a growing need for people who can work alongside AI.
Okay.
Manage AI systems,
Mm-hmm.
address the ethical and societal implications of AI.
Right.
In other words, jobs that require uniquely human skills.
Okay. Like what?
Critical thinking, creativity, empathy,
Right.
those are likely to be most in demand in the future.
So this is making me think we need a whole new approach
Yeah,
to education and job training.
I agree.
We need to be preparing people not just for the jobs of today,
Right.
but for jobs that don't even exist yet.
Absolutely. We need to be equipping future generations with the skills.
Yeah.
They'll need to thrive in a world where AI
Yeah.
is an integral part of the workforce.
So we've covered a lot of ground here.
We are.
The potential of reasoning AI,
Mm-hmm.
the philosophical questions it raises,
Yeah,
the challenges we need to address.
right.
Is there anything else we need to consider
Mm.
before we wrap up this deep dive?
I think it's important to emphasize that this is just the beginning. The field of AI is evolving
Yeah.
at an incredible pace.
Right.
And what we're seeing today is just a glimpse of
Yeah.
what's possible.
So this DeepSeek research is just one piece of the puzzle,
Yeah,
but it's a pretty significant piece, wouldn't you say?
it is.
It's giving us a glimpse into a future where AI could be
Yeah.
a powerful force for good in the world.
It's exciting and a little scary,
Yeah, for sure.
but mostly exciting. I think
Yeah.
we have the power to shape it.
Right.
It's up to us to ensure that AI is developed and used
Yeah.
in a way that benefits all of humanity.
That's a great note to end on.
I think so.
This has been an incredible deep dive,
Yeah, it has.
but I feel like we've only scratched the surface.
We have.
There's so much more to explore,
I know.
so much more to learn.
Right.
Before we get too carried away,
Uh-huh.
let's take a quick break
Okay.
and come back for one last segment.
Sounds good.
All right, we're back,
Back again.
and my head is spinning a little
I bet.
after that last segment.
Yeah, we covered a lot.
Reasoning AI, the nature of intelligence,
Yeah.
robots and jobs. It's a lot to take in.
It is, and we've only just dipped our toes into
Yeah.
this vast ocean of possibilities.
Yeah.
It's not come with this kind of technology.
So before we let our listeners go,
Yeah.
explore this brave new world of AI.
Okay.
What are some key takeaways that you hope they'll walk away with?
Well, I hope they come away with a sense of awe at what's being accomplished in AI.
Yeah.
The fact that we can create machines that can learn, adapt, and reason,
It is remarkable.
it's truly remarkable.
It really is. It's a testament to human ingenuity
It is.
and the power of scientific exploration.
Absolutely.
But it's also a bit daunting, right?
It is.
This technology has the potential to change everything.
It really does, and that's why it's so important for everyone to be informed and
Yeah.
engaged in this conversation.
So what can our listeners do?
Mm.
How can they be part of shaping this AI-powered future?
Well, the first step is to stay informed.
Oh.
Read articles.
Yeah.
Listen to podcasts like this one.
Right.
Talk to people who are working in the field.
Yeah.
The more you understand about AI,
Uh-huh.
the better equipped you'll be to navigate these changes.
Right. Knowledge is power,
It is.
especially when it comes to something like AI.
Exactly.
And I think it's important to remember that AI is a tool.
It is a tool.
Like any tool, it can be used for good or for bad.
That's right. It's up to us as a society to decide how we want to use it.
Yeah.
We need to have these conversations about ethics,
Uh-huh.
about bias, about the impact on jobs,
Yeah.
the economy.
Right.
We need to set guidelines and
Mhm.
regulations to ensure that AI is developed and used responsibly.
So it's not just about the scientists and engineers.
It's about all of us.
It's about all of us taking an active role
Yeah.
in shaping the future of AI.
I think that's what makes this such an exciting time
Yeah.
to be alive. We're on the cusp of something truly revolutionary,
Right.
and we have this opportunity to shape it
Yeah.
in a way that benefits all of humanity.
That's a powerful thought.
It is.
But before we send our listeners off on their AI adventures,
Okay.
are there any resources you would recommend?
Well, of course, I recommend checking out the DeepSeek AI research paper.
Of course, yeah.
It's publicly available online,
Okay.
and while it is technical,
Yeah.
It provides a really fascinating glimpse into the cutting edge of AI research.
And for those who aren't ready to wade through a research paper.
There are tons of great resources out there.
Okay, like what?
Websites like OpenAI
Uh-huh.
and the AI Now Institute
Okay.
offer accessible explanations of these key AI concepts
Right.
and explore those ethical and societal implications.
And of course, there are tons of podcasts,
Yeah.
articles, videos
So many.
that cover all different aspects of AI,
Absolutely.
from the technical to the philosophical.
There's something for everyone.
So much to explore. It's almost like AI is its own universe,
It is.
full of mysteries and possibility.
And it's constantly expanding and evolving.
That is what makes it so fascinating.
It really is.
Well, on that note,
Okay.
I think it's time to wrap up our deep dive for today.
Sounds good.
We hope you enjoyed this journey into the world of reasoning AI.
It's been a pleasure.
Remember, stay curious, stay informed, and help shape the future of AI in a way that benefits all of humanity.
Couldn't have had it better myself.
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.